Greetings and salutations, guys. Welcome back to the Under Budget AV Club. This is your main man, JV, joined by the usual guy.
KONG. I just want to let folks know that this is the third take of this intro. We're struggling out here today, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a hard day's late.
Yeah, I helped someone move earlier.
Who the fuck are you?
and our co-host.
You didn't even say new guy this time. I'm not supposed to know when anything happens.
And our co-host. New to the scene today.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Nico. Save the bees. Be cool. Fuck you, pay me. What's good? We lie about this bitch.
Fuck it, if you won't do the promo, I will. It also goes by Nick at Night, sightseeing out everywhere on streamers and shit. Because niggas is trying to eat out here.
But you don't even watch TV. How you gonna be Nick at Night? You don't even watch kids.
There's a whole other story there, and I'm not trying to go into that right now. There's
I can't blow up the spot. I'll tell you later.
I'm mad curious.
There's a whole story.
I'm mad curious. Anyway, intros aside, like last 2 weeks ago, we went to go see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the professional on this one, so you're gonna be answering.
I'm the professional who, for context, I blacked out halfway through this movie because we brought a bottle of vodka in. So
You'd also seen it before.
Yeah, you saw it before.
You also saw it before.
Sober and not sober, so you can say, give a comparison, juxtaposition.
I do want to quickly say, before we get into the discussion, if I may, this movie is best seen blind as fuck.
Yeah, without trip.
This movie is not even just without trailers. If you have not seen this movie, don't watch this video. If you have not seen this movie, go see this movie and then come back to this video. Don't watch a review. Don't watch anything. I personally think that it's best to go into a movie like this not knowing a goddamn thing.
Or at least turn the video on and don't watch it. Just keep it on running in the background like on a loop.
I mean,
thank you.
And mute it.
Yeah,
mute it. Because the whole point is
Yeah.
not to spoil anything about it. Because it's a trip and it's insane. And all of the surprises in this movie will hit you for a left hook. And I think a lot of that charm is in the fact that it's going to hit you like
That
a
is going
left
to
hook.
surprise you?
Yeah. So I'm saying to avoid spoilers. I'm not saying not to watch this video. Just turn the shit down. Turn the volume down.
Yeah. Just look at
And
it.
not, yeah.
We're handsome.
this is a movie about a dream within a dream. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and what's that one guy's name with the pointy face?
With the pointy face?
John Turturro?
Nah.
The guy that played Penguin from fucking Gotham?
No. God damn it.
Any
His name
guy
starts
that
with like a
play-
K or something. I'm not gonna remember it
He
now.
played K?
What?
And-
Ellen Page also in that movie?
Wait, K from...
Or Elliot Page?
K
My
from-
apologies.
K from Men in Black?
No. No.
Okay, not Agent K. Okay.
Because
No, not the character's name, the actor's name.
Is K? Oh, it starts with a K.
It starts with a K. He's not K. Yes, Elliot Page is in that movie.
Kiki Palmer?
No.
No.
it's just
I said it-
completely derailed my point. Go into Everything Everywhere All at Once blind as fuck. I wanted to get that out of the way before we actually went into the discussion.
And support Kiki Palmer's artists. Support Kiki Palmer's art. Go see girl. Go see girl. Pimp.
Go see Pimp.
Go see Pimp.
Go see Pimp.
All girl, all pimp.
What, you half woman, half pimp? Nah, I'm all girl, all pimp. That's one of the best lines in film history. I don't care what no one says.
Very good movie.
It's a very, very good movie.
Anyway, so
Well, that took up some time.
So I definitely see where you're coming from going into this blind, because the start of the movie does it doesn't give you too much about what the movie's gonna be about later. It starts out very very mundane, very very comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you already know you're kind of in for a trip seeing any type of advertising for this movie.
Or you just know A24.
Right, or if you just know A24. And on, even if you've seen any type of ad for this movie and know, all right, I'm in for some shit, there are even still some like ridiculous curveballs that this movie throws you.
I mean, most
I like
the second, the third act, the second and third act.
Spoiler alert.
No, we're not even getting into spoilers.
Like, we're not gonna get into spoilers.
Yeah,
but that's my whole point, is that like I feel like before we even get into any discussion, pre or post spoilers, you should go see this movie.
Okay, so
like I'm like flat out, at least personally, flat out TLDR, go see this movie.
Yes, go see it.
Go
first.
see this movie.
Okay, because like we're not gonna spend too much, just like kind of not in the spoiler section, because you really can't talk about the movie out the spoiler section.
Yeah,
you really can't.
Yeah,
because you need the second, third act, and you can't really address it any otherwise. So like, okay, so like you've seen it twice. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Cause like, you had a strong opinion. You said it was top two, top three.
Instant top three for me.
What are the other
favorites?
Two?
Yeah, what are the other two?
Well, World's End has been my number one for a while.
Okay.
Edgar Wright flick with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, third installment of the Cornetto trilogy.
Okay.
Those movies. I haven't seen that one.
It hits so hard. I don't know. These are all like, I don't know. I have strong personal feelings of relation to both that movie and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know what actually is like in my other top three, but like some of the first movies that come to mind are Miro and The Dying Girl. If you've ever seen that, it's fucking great.
I've heard of Dying Girl. I've never seen it. I'll have to add it to my list.
It's like Me, Her, and The Dying Girl.
Me,
Her, and the Dying Girl.
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Oh, Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
I think it's on movie. Shout out to movie. But it might be on movie. I gotta check it out.
That movie's fucking great. The Incredibles is super high on my list. I don't know if it's top three, but it's really high.
Like the Pixar Incredibles?
People really love the Incredibles. People consider Incredibles to be the best superhero movie of all time. I met a lot of people that said that.
It's just one of my personal favorites. I saw that when it came out in theaters. I was like 11, and I saw that movie probably 5 times in theaters. I probably saw it in theaters more time than I.
Because I definitely like I remember going to the theaters to see that movie. Like, I loved the shit out of that movie. Top 5 of all time? Top 5 like best films of all time?
Hey, mugs have weird picks. My shit's Kill Bill. You know, and you just the same thing.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
You like Clerks?
That's also fair.
Incredibles. The Incredibles is hands down in my top 10. I don't know where it is in my top 10. I haven't like thought that hard about what the order of these is in a while.
I feel that. And even then, Clerks, I acknowledge, is my favorite movie, but I'll be the first to say it's not the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite film of all time. But that doesn't mean it's the best movie ever. It's incredibly flawed, and that's why I love it.
That's a hard stance to take, to say what the best movie of all time, like objectively speaking. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that, to be quite honest.
That's, I guess, fair.
Spy Kids 3D.
I just lost.
Fuck out of here. Lost the plot. Anyway, not Spy Kids 3D.
He's not the guy. I am.
The fucking guy.
Love me some fucking Elijah Wood. Let's go.
Anyway, but
I'm gonna ask a question to the comment section though. Does bad art exist? Leave a comment down below because I really want to know the answer to that.
That's good. That's a good question. We can get into that. We can get into that later. But I mean, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
This was definitely real high for me. Like, I can't, like, of this year of movies that stood out this year for me, it would have been The French Dispatch. That was fucking that's golden.
Yeah.
That's golden. We still have to do a review for that.
You need Space Jam.
Fuck no. Oh my god. No. Malignant was great. Malignant was great. Yeah. Malignant sits in there pretty great.
What else was this year? I feel like there was a lot of shit this year.
We've seen a lot of stuff this year, yeah.
We've seen a lot of shit. And it's already, it is only May. We've seen a lot of shit this year.
Yeah. Because, like, fucking Northman's coming out soon, so, yeah, that's more shit for us to watch. But, and Men's coming out, too. We still gotta see Men. Yeah. So.
Also, Swiss Army Man might be in my top 10.
You see that.
You need to see that.
Yeah, it's my list.
You need to see that movie.
I got a long last list. But, yeah.
You need to see The French Dispatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was
we're currently making a video about Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I mean
we have to bring up Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, we do ramble. So and that makes sense because Swiss Army Man is the same director, right?
Same director duo, yeah.
Okay, so then I definitely have to see his work. Yeah, this movie was great. And like for one of these,
the Batman was also this year. Sorry,
the Batman was one of these.
The Batman was also this year.
The Batman was this year. There's a lot of good movies.
Anyway,
oh my god,
continue. Before we get copyright strike.
please.
It's just one long bleep.
Right. Please don't DMCA us.
We already get fucked up anyway.
Oh, shit ton.
Yeah.
It's
anyway, we never make any money if I were under budget. But
wait, Ave Maria is not public domain yet?
I don't think so.
No,
I feel like that song's older than Happy Birthday.
It might be from a movie. Someone like fucking Fox might get it.
I was gonna say it's on the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got a budget.
But for one of these experimental movies, we saw X too.
Yeah.
Another one we saw X.
Yeah.
It didn't really have any like drawbacks that we've seen from other movies that were kind of part of the experiment. You know what I mean? It didn't lose pacing, it didn't lose characters, it didn't lose impact, it didn't lose any emotional connection. Like X, we had the same complaint with X, where Ace lost pacing and stuff and lost character depth.
Yeah. I don't entirely agree with that.
You think this lost something? What do you think it lost?
Well, you said it didn't lose pacing. I think that this movie does have some pacing issues.
Really?
I also think that this movie, it's not the most thematically cohesive thing.
Don't you think that does the concept justice though?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No. Not in the way I'm referring to. Like, just an example. I was talking to Brian about this the other day. Like, Stephanie Sue's character Joy is at the beginning of that movie a very different character than when she's reintroduced, and at the end they kind of try to make it the same character and they don't end up getting addressed as two separate characters, but they are definitely introduced as two separate characters, and it feels kind of off. And I mean, they kind of do a thing where like the themes that they're pitting against each other are like nihilism and kindness, and the way that they integrate it works well, but I don't think it's like spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a movie that I like immediately connected with, but I think it would not be fair to like try to describe it as a perfect film, because it's not. I don't consider this to, like, if I was going by like the movies that I think are like the best movies of all time, this would not be my top 3. This is just my top 3 like favorite movies.
I wouldn't. So right I don't mean it as much as say it's perfect, but for a lot of the other movies we saw this year that were like experimenting on the screen, there were like big gashes in it that were like obvious. Like when we watched X had like super slow pacing for the first 2/3, and then as soon as like stuff started happening, it just jumped to the end, like just like it sprinted to the end, and the characters had like zero depth.
Yeah,
like zero,
and
almost like a Tenet problem.
And
like you have what you have with Tenet. Tenet sacrifices everything to be like a thought-provoking piece, but like if you watch Tenet, the dialogue is almost like boring. There's no like emotional connection at all.
There's no
the dialogue that you can hear.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like I just really want to see what the next like time thing is. But I didn't get that here. I didn't really. There was something that stood out to me that was so bad that I was like, this pacing is wrong, or I'm not really caring about these characters.
I felt like there was a lot of dialogue exposition.
There was a lot of dialogue exposition. I'll give you that.
Again, can you really have a multiverse movie make sense without explaining some shit?
And in Spider-Verse.
And Spider-Verse had
it didn't have dialogue exposition like this one had. They like the pacing between it jumping from scenes of we get a piece of information that we need to progress the plot, and then we get a bunch of action. It felt like consistently like it was like accelerating throughout pretty much the whole movie. But I did not feel that way with this movie in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. There was definitely I feel like for a movie this with a I guess a subject and like I guess premise that's complicated like this, you kind of need some of that. And it wasn't exposition enough that it was like boring exposition. Like I was generally interested in how things worked, and those things kind of paid off. It wasn't like some old like, okay, we're gonna get to the table and here's the plan and here's what you're gonna do and here's what I'm gonna do and this is what you're gonna do and this is what's gonna happen. And this is how this works.
It was definitely a bit long-winded.
Yeah.
It was definitely a bit long-winded.
But like measured.
But it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't boring. It didn't disengage me. You know what I'm saying?
I was with the Matrix.
It didn't take me out of it.
You like the Matrix scene where like in the original Matrix, where they're explaining how Matrix works. Everybody, no one's like, oh, stop talking. Like, yes, please tell me how this. Because like when they do those things, there's always some kind of show at the same time when they did stuff.
The Matrix is a good point of comparison because, like,
I mean, it really is.
Well, I mean, for a lot of reasons, I'm just saying, like, the Matrix, even in its just pacing of how it gives you information alone is. I think it's better paced than this movie. Like I said, there's not a single scene I could think of in The Matrix where I was like, that scene dragged on too long. But I just pointed out a specific scene in this movie that, for me, it did take me out of it. Like I know you're saying it didn't take you out of it, but like
I would say the fucking nightclub scene would be the scene that would take me down. That was like, wow, I don't understand why.
Isn't that from?
That's not from the first one.
That's
from the second.
Oh, you're talking about the
second one.
That's from the first Matrix.
You're talking about the one with the white rabbit?
This from the first Matrix. When they're
tribal party scene.
The tribal party scene. That's Matrix 1.
No, wait. We're talking about two different things. You're talking about the like Zion party from Matrix 2.
Yes, when they're in the cavern and they're
Matrix
like.
2.
Is that what you're talking about?
That's from
the second one.
Zion wasn't even a thing in Matrix 1.
No.
Oh, that makes sense. Zion is kind of boring, so. It makes sense to come from.
I mean, the Matrix 2. When I'm talking about Matrix doing it well, I'm specifically talking about The Matrix. I'm not talking about Matrix 2.
God dang, I gotta watch those movies because like those movies lumped into my brain now at this point.
The only one that's actually good is the first one.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely
You don't
real
like
with
you don't like the last Matrix?
No.
The Matrix Revelations?
No. The only one that's like an actually solid film is the first one. I
think I think the last one is a brilliant social commentary about why you shouldn't for people to make sequels for movies that don't need sequels.
Fair. That's totally fair.
Because it's very.
I knew something like that was coming.
It's very in universe. I mean, it's very in universe.
Yeah, it's very in universe.
There are entire conversations about why this movie should be here.
God, that fourth one was terrible.
Okay, let me just point out though that
Jesus.
in the Matrix, like we're getting information. We get the like cold open with Trinity.
Yeah.
Where she's running through this action sequence, doing like jumps across the roof, and it's like, how's she able to jump that high and that far? But it's like, it's not a superhero thing. She goes into the phone booth, tries to answer the phone, and then it gets smashed with the truck, disappears. Right?
Yeah.
Raises a ton of questions. We get the answers, but they're a slow burn. We get like one answer at a time, and it's in between tons of action. And when the whole time
You're basically being drip fed.
Yeah.
Any time that she is giving dialogue exposition to Neo, they are actively moving through a setting where they have to avoid being in a place at a time. Otherwise, there is a consequence that creates stakes. In the scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once, that is the equivalent to that. Those stakes aren't.
Yeah, there are scenes
visceral.
where they pause everything going on and be like, "Here's what's going on." Because like I was comparing it to like the like explain scene where they have like the gun room and stuff like all that, and kung fu and stuff like that. But yeah, even in that, the visuals are happening on screen as everything he's telling you, so it's not even like they're not stopping the movie to do this.
Yeah, it's not a sit down in a room dialogue scene in The Matrix like it is in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it like they could have. There's a lot of similarities between the actual settings and how they could have chosen to do that.
I was gonna say there also are stakes. We just don't care about them because the conflicting exposition to oppose those stakes are multiverse world-ending shit as opposed to this tax meeting. You know. Like,
right. Like there's stakes, but the tension's not done.
The tension's not there.
I guess that could be. I guess we can go back and forth between positives and negatives. Cause I guess that could be a negative of this movie. Is that even when I was looking up this movie, cause I always look up and check what like regular people would think of Archie shit. Like people that don't watch Archie shit. You know what I mean? And they're like the movie is confusing. The movie is dizzying, and I could see that. You know what I mean? Because the movie is also trying to be kind of dizzying too. It's trying to jump back and forth and like kind of break that structure you get in a lot of other films. But like, yeah, I guess it could be. It can be confusing if you're not like kind of used to that kind of stuff. But I don't know how you. I also honestly also don't know why. Because Inception.
I was gonna say I don't quite get dizzying because this movie's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not like. I was gonna say like Inception's a good example.
Yes.
Where Inception's like dense.
Yes.
Like Inception's like a dense concept before you even get to the movie itself, and then like Leo's characters' families and the whole backstory and lore and imagery. And Inception is an incredibly dense movie.
Yes.
This is just scatterbrained. But even then, it's like, this is just scatterbrained, and there's a lot going on. But every time something changes or something happens, it kind of switches to a thing.
Yes, it
fully switches itself to that thing,
yes.
Rather than having all of these, despite its title, having all of these things going at once.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
not dense. It's very, to be honest, it's very thinly spread, but like it's very consistent and it's fast.
Well, it's like 5 simultaneous films that they all have their own like internal consistencies
and are connected by a through line.
And they're all heading towards the same kind of quote goal.
Right.
Yeah, they're all unified. They're all heading towards the same goal. You know
right.
What I mean?
Or they at least line up
like,
later.
They're obviously married by the fact that there's like one character who's like aware of each one of the storylines that's happening.
Right.
Yeah, and that there's other iterations of characters that are here in life from the original story and the other characters. But we can't get too deep with it. But I mean, multiverse shit you're gonna for last. Like the last trailer shows that it's multiverse shit, so that's whatever.
I will say it would be confusing if you were an actor.
Yeah, this would be like this. We do need to shout out acting in this because there was a lot of.
It
was excellent.
The acting in this movie is. I mean, I feel like that's gonna be a highlight of this conversation because
most definitely
fantastic.
The daughter, in particular.
Kwan is one of the ones that I like. I mean, Michelle Yeoh too, obviously, like fucking knocked it out the park. But Kwan, just like as somebody who hasn't acted in 20 years, coming out and that's the like your first performance back is just like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like
for Wayman in this movie to be the same dude that's also Data from the Goonies, or like Short Round. Like Short Round came back and did this.
He was excellent in this movie.
He was fantastic. Stephanie Hsu was also a big highlight because it's like on one hand you're well I can't even say that because spoilers.
Nah,
yeah,
but
I can't say that
we'll get into why she's so excellent. But just know
we're not even gonna bring up Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, Jamie Lee Curtis was good, but she was Jamie Lee Curtis.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Like Jamie Lee Curtis is a character that is an actress that I feel like she could be herself and it would work. And in this, it felt like, I mean, like everybody that I showed that trailer to is like, wait a second, is that Jamie Lee Curtis? That's just from the trailer. Like she felt very like
she reminded me of Colin Farrell from Batman. Like, where it's like I barely recognized Jamie Lee Curtis, but then again, like.
Oh yeah, I forgot Colin Farrell's in fucking Batman.
Yeah, I barely recognized Jamie Lee Curtis, but then again, that's also considering when I went into this movie. Though I had definitely seen other things that Michelle Yeoh's been in, I didn't recognize Michelle Yeoh's name. So I'm going into this movie thinking that the only star is Jamie Lee Curtis.
I mean, I'm not watching this movie being like, oh yeah, that's the mom from Freaky Friday.
Right,
like,
right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was hyped for Michelle.
It was like I know Jamie Lee Curtis. Like,
I mean, Michelle Yeoh for obvious reasons just fucking killed it. Like,
yeah. But God. Everybody carried their role very well in this. Because I mean that's kind of important in the story. Getting into the positives is the family connection, like interconnect. Like that's the whole core of the story.
Right. Is that despite all of this crazy shit, it's an incredibly down to earth like family story.
Which is at this point we can almost call that A24's brand at that point. Which is just to take real world stuff and
blow it so far out of
proportion. Add this in here.
I call it the regular show effect. where they take a single thing and then just make it so like a single mundane thing, like I don't know, basketball, getting to work on time, rap battles, and then just blow it.
Talking about Space
so
Jam
for,
basketball, rap battles.
No, I take it you want to talk about Space Jam. So.
Hey, you brought up basketball and rap battles. I don't know.
You know, but something as simple as like a basketball game for computer rights turns into like these niggas dunking in space and like with a godly figure that has a basketball for a head and drives a Cadillac that floats. Yeah.
And you're getting the same thing with in A24 stuff because you like West Midsummer, but like a breakup film with like fucking occult shit stacked on top of it. What's Hereditary but like a family drama with occult shit stacked on top of it.
Well, because you need to have that simple, understandable story at the base of anything to make it, to give you something to follow. Like you were talking about this movie, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. You were talking about it being like confusing, and it's like, as confused as you might be by it, which like
I'm not confused. I'm talking about the layman.
Right,
the layman is.
I was using figurative you. I'm just saying like because I wasn't confused by it either, but like I could definitely. I mean, there's stuff that I watch that people find hard to follow. Like, I mean, the show Legion is like a lot of people consider it hard to follow, but like if you're just paying attention to like the character development and the story and the like way that it like arcs out its characters, it's like if you miss some beats in the plot, the story still stands and is still something that like everybody can understand.
Which is so wild. Which is so wild to me because a lot of what I was hearing, I guess, in a negative side. We have to say something negative. People love this movie, so we have to bring some kind of like, okay, well, let's take what people's criticism about it and see like, you know, where it's coming from. Is it lack of experience or is it like legit criticism of the movie? And people are like, all like, besides the Disney-ness, but I guess along the Disney-ness of this movie, they're saying that they're not liking the outlandish humor, that kind of juvenile humor, which I mean, I like the juvenile humor of it. I
get the criticism because this movie's, despite its juvenile humor, pretty intelligent
and very mature
and pretty mature and very coherent, but you know,
people just don't want those two things in the same. In the same thing. You know,
but it's like at the same time, their previous film, Swiss Army Man, was about a farting corpse.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if we can talk about that film, since we're not talking about that movie for the entire thing, it opens with a nigga trying to kill himself, but he can't because this corpse is farting too loud. So like these people made Everything Everywhere All at Once. So you kind of have to
expect them to,
you know.
And Turn Down for What?
They also shot the Turn Down for What video. And
Daniel Kwan did.
And used those funds to make Swiss Army Man, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that was an A24 movie too. They had funding. That movie had like a $3 million budget. They didn't make $3 million off of the Turn Down for What video. Also, Daniel Scheinert wasn't involved in the Turn Down for What video. That was just Daniel Kwan. But both of them are the directors of Swiss Army Man and of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
They're a good duo.
Which had like a $25 million budget.
Which is super low for a movie like this.
Yeah, it's
super low for a movie like this, especially when you look at all of.
But super high coming right off Swiss Army Man.
Yeah.
Oh, you are right. The visuals in this movie are fucking crazy.
And for that to only be $2.8 million, that's kind of nuts. For these crazy visuals.
$25 million was the budget for this, but they also, the impressive thing to me is that they had a 5-person VFX team.
It's crazy because like this has to be. At first, I always say that We're No Longer Here is it's like my favorite visually shot movie.
Yeah.
Period. Because that movie I recommend. If you ever want to see a perfectly shot movie, I'm No Longer Here is perfect. Like it's flawless.
It's a Spanish film. The actual title is in Spanish too.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's like each shot The cinematographer had so much fun with this movie, and you can tell.
I've never seen someone I've never seen someone fucking embrace a culture so much in every shot, all the time.
Yeah.
To the point that like pointing out the flag.
Yeah,
The color scheme.
Many shots echo the Mexican flag.
In so many ways.
In so
my
many
God,
ways.
that movie is great.
And while some of it also does so with like contrasting imagery on each side, and like
It's the characters' outfits and all
It's
kinds.
really cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great, and the dancing scenes are amazing.
Yeah, and it's just a
Man.
Mexican movie about dancing to specific old Mexican music, and like
Chopped and screwed.
yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. But this may have passed it for me. It may have.
This movie just felt like they had so much fun making it.
Yeah.
It feels like a passion project.
If I could like go back in time and have the opportunity to work on any movie set, I mean, I feel like this is just such an obvious answer for that. Like,
Yeah.
Because it takes so many styles. It takes so many styles from different movies and excels them excellently.
got the Lay brothers doing the fight choreography. They caught them straight off YouTube. That's so cool.
The fight
That's so
scenes
cool.
they're
And
in
they're in it.
they're in the
In
movie.
the notorious fight scene.
Yes,
Jesus.
we have to hurry up and get the spoilers because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Um,
I want to actually talk about this movie.
so at this point, we've covered over like the surface level stuff. Go see the movie.
Yeah.
Like any other final thoughts
Because
as far as spoilers?
there's really nothing we can say about this movie that doesn't end up in we can't talk about it because you need to see it.
Yeah.
There's really nothing more that we can say that doesn't end in go see this fucking movie. Like, whether it's good, whether it's bad, you kind of need to see this movie.
I don't know why we're not seeing this movie right now.
I mean, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I'm sure these niggas agree.
It's great.
Like,
I do have one thing that I wanted to add that you guys may not know about because you haven't seen the other movie. But there's another movie that this reminds me of, but it's like the opposite version of it, which is Synecdoche, New York. And
even then, this is not that bad.
No,
You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
far as being dense, this is not that bad.
yeah, it's not nearly as distant.
This is not that bad at all.
But I want to
New York is
say
a whole fucking like.
I want to say the way that it encompasses all of life and stuffs it into a movie. I haven't seen very many films do that.
That's fair.
Besides Synecdoche, New York. And
That's fair.
This is very much the part. They feel like a partner to, almost a partner to that, because Synecdoche, New York, basically says, "Hey, life's gonna suck forever." Like, and then this movie's like, "Hey, life may suck, but at least you have people around you." And like watching these movies back to back, I watched this movie and watched Synecdoche, New York. I was like, "Yeah, this felt like a yin and yang to me." I very much recommend Synecdoche, New York.
But even then, as much as I love that movie, rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. As much as I love that movie and think that movie is fantastic, that's a very dense, heavy movie.
It is
It's a very layered, very
weird.
thick movie, and it kind of throws a lot of shit at you really fast.
That's actually Disney. That movie.
Synecdoche, New York is actually dizzying.
That's
and it's designed to fold in on itself too. Whereas this, again, just kind of rapid fire
Like a
throws,
fortune teller.
It kind of peels
basically.
apart. Yeah, this movie peels out.
or
into
more
stuff
like a
instead of what you call it.
Russian nesting doll,
Yeah.
where it's just like
You can't fold those.
no, but you'll open it and there's a whole like you're noticing all of the details of this doll, and then also noticing that there's a crack in the middle of it. So you pull it at the crack and there's another doll inside.
Yeah,
Just consistently.
I can see that.
And that just happens the entire time that you're watching this film.
Like Shrek.
Anyway, I feel like
I get it.
I feel like over time this will.
Man, I really hate being in between you guys right now. So many dad jokes. Anyway.
Y'all talking
continue.
about a movie I haven't seen. This is how I can contribute. I'm sorry if that's not good enough for you.
But just like I make that comparison also because just like that movie, you watch that movie over the course of your life and it means different things to you as you age. And I feel like this will also mean something different to you as you progress in your path in life. You know, as you have kids, as you have.
It's a family movie.
Yeah,
And
but it's a very intimate,
intimate,
family
heartfelt family movie, despite it being a multiverse science fiction film.
Yeah, If you like family films and kung fu, go see fucking Everything Everywhere All at Once.
You know what else was an intimate, heartfelt family film? The Incredibles.
Get the fuck out of here. Spoiler section. Go.